Hello and welcome back. I'm Jacob Van Lunen.
And I'm Joey Pasco.
And we're here in Baltimore, Maryland, and we're about to bring you coverage of Round 8,
Yep.
a Legacy Open. The two players we're covering right now, they're both X1. So if they win this round, they can draw next round and make top 8 of this tournament. We're covering Ken Adams, who we saw earlier, playing a black-green kind of post-survival kind of deck.
Very cool. Very cool.
And he's playing against Jeremy, how do you pronounce his last name?
Beaver, I think. Just Jeremy
Beaver. So Jeremy Beaver is playing a show and tell packed deck, like
show
one of the
and tell
hive mind decks.
Yep.
Yeah. So
these guys are already a couple turns in. Ken has a Fauna Shaman on board, and Jeremy is showing Ken his hand here. So I assume Ken just played a Thoughtseize. Is that
makes sense?
Oh, it's Therapy. Cabal Therapy, naming Force of Will. So Ken is taking a look. We have Show and Tell, Intuition, Brainstorm, Red Pact.
Wow.
And I see, what is that foil there? It looks like Impulse.
I think it's an Impulse, yes.
Okay, so he's playing Impulse. That's not one that we see that often in these lists. That's why I wasn't sure. So it was Impulse and another Ancient Tomb, I believe. So Jeremy brainstorms.
And interested to see what gets named here. All right, let's see what this therapy names.
He's got Show and Tell, Intuition.
Let's say he's probably going to name Impulse, Intuition, or Pact. Naming Show and Tell doesn't really do anything. Jeremy brainstorms, so he definitely put at least one of them on the top of his library.
Yeah.
And you don't need more than one Show and Tell.
That's true. So he does not seem like that would be a good idea, and he, exactly as you said. So he did name Show and Tell though.
Okay.
So we see Red Pact, Green Pact, Black Pact, Impulse, Polluted Delta, and Ancient Tomb. So plenty of packs there. It's just about getting to the hive mind. So Fauna Shaman looks to be swinging like a grizzly bear.
See what Jeremy can do this turn. Jeremy probably plans on casting an Intuition this turn. Wouldn't surprise me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last call for the two artists, Matt Stewart and Eric Bischoff. They're packing things up.
All right. Now, with those Cabal Therapies in Ken's graveyard, he has quite a bit of game against Jeremy's deck. I've played against the Hive Mind deck a lot on Magic Online before it became popular in real life, and now it's pretty cool that it's become such a big thing.
Yeah, it's funny that this is the first one we've seen all day, although I'm sure there have been plenty out there. So Fauna Shaman.
He's going to pitch
so that's the Phyrexian Devourer. Yeah, Phyrexian Devourer pitched to the Fauna Shaman activation, and Jeremy reads Phyrexian Devourer. Was Ken's hand multiple Goyfs? I think it was.
I think it may be, yes.
Gets a Triskelion, so he's trying to set up that combo. Yep. Knows he's playing against Hive Mind. Figures if he can set up his combo first, he can
be able to kill his opponent.
He can do a pretty good job of impersonating the "oops, I win" kind of situation. I guess it's not very oops if you set it up, but set up his game-winning combo before Jeremy does.
Yeah, he knows that Jeremy does not have the Hive Mind in hand, but he also knows that Jeremy will have the Hive Mind in hand the next turn. So this turn he's going to have to Cabal Therapy on the flashback, and he's going to have to name Intuition here. Jeremy intuitions in response, then Ken just crushes him. So I imagine Ken's going to go ahead and name intuition.
And there's the intuition, so if that's what he named... Oh no, he named impulse.
Okay. I guess he has to flashback Cabal Therapy naming intuition, otherwise he loses, right?
Does he have Does he have an extra Cabal Therapy? Is that the second one there?
Another one in his
Okay.
yard, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he has to... He has to do that. And he does. Yeah. Or was that? What in the world?
Jeremy's thinking about responding.
Yeah, okay. I mean, as you said, like if he intuitions or something, Ken just names whatever he gets, you know?
Yep.
He does not have to name the card until it resolves. Until the therapy resolves. So Jeremy responding is not going to help because he just loses. Ken just names whatever Jeremy ends up getting.
Yeah, Ken's probably kicking himself about getting that Triskelion. Right, Ken's going to return the Fauna Shaman with Reanimate. I like that play a lot.
Yeah.
Next turn, Ken can use the Fauna Shaman. Did Jeremy just concede?
Yeah, I'm not clear what happened. Why did the Red Pact... The Red Pact went to the graveyard. Not real sure why, because we know he flashback Cabal Therapy number 1, naming Impulse, flashback Cabal Therapy number 2, naming Intuition. At least that's what it appeared. He didn't have another discard spell. Pact of the Titan went to the graveyard, and then Jeremy scooped up his cards. So I'm not really sure what exactly what exactly happened there. Try to get some... Yeah, it was Pact concession, but... So Jeremy conceded? I mean...
So he conceded by playing the Pact? Why did he concede, though? He could have just drawn a high bind, right? And just cast the next turn and won?
Yeah, I don't really understand. Jeremy conceded game 1. No... It didn't seem like there was a win looming. Yeah, he suicided with the Pact. He played a Pact, said not declined to pay, well, couldn't pay anyway. Lose. Interesting. I'd love to understand why he would do that.
Yeah, I'm sure Ken's not asking many questions right now.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean...
Given if he didn't win on the next turn, I think Ken probably just wins the game.
I mean, yeah, it may have been a situation where Jeremy wasn't going to win anyway, but then why not just scoop? Why? I mean, I guess just, I'm going to do it fancy, but by playing a Pact. I guess he was just deciding to scoop. It just didn't seem like he needed to. Maybe he thought what Ken had set up was more threatening than it actually was, but I mean, we saw Devourer Trike in the graveyard, right? How does that combo work? Doesn't he need Necrotic Ooze?
He does need an Ooze. If you have Trike and Devourer in the graveyard,
that enables the Ooze to have both abilities.
The Ooze
so,
to
right?
do all sorts of fun things,
Yeah.
but you need to have the Vengevine. I mean, you need to have the Necrotic Ooze for it to actually kill your opponent.
I guess he figured Ken is going to have that Necrotic Ooze really soon, but then again, you know, I don't know. Jeremy thought he had 5... Oh, he pacted by accident. Jeremy thought he had 5 mana, so Jeremy thought that he himself had 5 mana. Is that right? We're trying to just get some...
he was just going to play the Pact and start attacking with a 4/4. And
Okay, just that's what we're getting from the judge. Yeah,
So he just messed
may
up.
have just said, "Oh wait,
Wow,
I
that's a big
can't pay
mistake.
for this." Whoops. Yeah, well, that answers why it's so confusing.
Yeah.
Because we saw he didn't have the right amount of mana.
And playing under the camera is something that most people are not used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly Jeremy knows what he's doing. 7-1 after 8 rounds, playing Hive Mind, which not the easiest combo deck to play. You just like have to drop one of these things into play, but brainstorming properly to hide things, like he did that very well earlier that game, and a stupid mistake like that can just get you.
Now, for those of you who are interested in learning more about Hive Mind as a deck, if you're interested in learning how to maybe play it better or how to fight it better, Karsten Cotter did an excellent article on the Star City Select just this week. So I can't remember the name of the article, but it's just this past week. It's Karsten Cotter's column, and he takes a pretty in-depth look at Hive Mind and its weaknesses and its strengths.
It's one of the better combo decks in Legacy.
Yeah.
I've been really surprised that it took this long for it to get picked up in real life. I think a lot of people thought that because the Moto Legacy game is so much different, because a lot of people don't have the cards, that they assumed it was just some Moto-only deck.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until it did so well at Providence that people really started taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Paper Magic.
Yeah, I mean, and you can actually read that article on SCG Mobile, because it's not on the premium side; it's on Select. So for those of you who may have SCG Mobile and sitting on the train on the way to work or something, great way to view that article. That's actually how I read it, not on the train, but I did read it on SCG Mobile.
Nice.
Just walking around work. A lot of times I have to walk around and move tapes in different places for my job, and sometimes just walking the hallways, just reading articles on my phone. And dropping tapes off, picking tapes up, that kind of thing.
Now, Ken's deck's pretty innovative. If he wins here, he'll be able to draw into top 8. Should be pretty exciting. Ken's somebody who's always playing, his own kind of brew.
Yeah,
he was most well known for his Gargadon decks.
We were talking about that earlier, right?
That he did very well with for a period. I mean, this was back when extended PDQs were minimum 300 people on the East Coast. I don't know if you remember this, but
there's the name of the article: Eternal Europe: Deconstructing Hive Mind. So thank you, Magic Power 9 on Twitter.
Thank you.
Very good article.
I've read other stuff by him, and I've always really enjoyed his writing, so I'll definitely check that out.
He's also been working, and I mentioned this earlier, he's been working on like a legacy deck that it's not supposed to be Caw-Blade. I don't even think there are equipment in the deck, but he's playing Squadron Hawks as a win condition in the deck. And my friend Noyan has been playing that deck or working with that list, and I think talking a little bit with Karsten, and he top 8'd a local legacy tournament, and definitely, it seems like a contender in Legacy, which in such a diverse format, there's a lot of contenders. So
yeah, and that's one of the best parts about this format is that you can take any type of archetype and just turn it into something good, something that's worthwhile.
Right.
That can be competitive.
Looking at the sideboards here really quick before they get too deep into this game too. Ken has Surgical Extraction in there, and combination with his discard spells, he could just extract Jeremy's Hive Mind combo right out of the game.
Yeah, the Hive Mind combo has always been an interesting thing to attack because cards like Meddling Mage aren't necessarily the most effective because they can just hard cast a Hive Mind.
Right.
But if you just take out the Hive Minds from their deck, then they can just show and tell and rock glue on you. So you have this kind of duality where you need to really just get them down to nothing. Like the way to beat them, in my experience, has been cards like Hymn to Turok in conjunction with things like Thoughtseize.
Yeah, a lot of discard spells, and Ken has that available in his deck. He's got the Thoughtseize, he's got the Cabal Therapy, no hymns, but the Thoughtseize and Cabal Therapy. Cabal Therapy kind of is a faux hymn in a way, making being able to flash back and hit 2 cards. Ken here actually plays a Thoughtseize after Birds of Paradise on turn 1, and Jeremy has a Brainstorm. Gonna hide some of the action there.
I'm surprised he didn't just spell pierce this.
Didn't have blue mana. He's got an Ancient Tomb untap. Oh no, wait, he's Brainstorm.
Well, yeah, he could have just used the Brainstorm
I
mana.
looked up. I'm like, oh, that's why he didn't spell pierce it. No, I wondered the same thing, but thought it was because he only had the Ancient Tomb untap. No, that is kind of odd. Oh, that's why he did. He just want a misdirection? The Thoughtseize? I mean, Ken's not going to be able to do anything about that. That's pretty sick.
Can you fail to find with this? I think Ken's calling a judge.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Fail to find? Like fail to find what?
His opponent doesn't choose what card he discards.
Oh wow. Okay. That's right. Thoughtseize just changes the target, but Ken gets to choose.
Yeah.
Guess you can't fail to find, but that's kind of strange. I didn't even think about that. That's one of those legacy
There have
interactions.
been a bunch of fail to find rules throughout the years, so and it's pretty different from card to card. I'm not sure what the actual rulings are for failing to find. I think nowadays when you look at somebody's hand, it specifically instructs you to make them discard a specific card type. You have to do it. But if you search your library for something, you're allowed to fail to find.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I guess the keyword there is probably something like search, right? You're not searching your hand for a card to discard.
You're choosing.
Yeah. And assuming there are cards available, you have to choose a card that meets that requirement. And if it's just choose a card or choose a non-land card, then if you have a card that fulfills that requirement, then you have to choose it. That would be my assumption. So Ken tries to resolve a Fauna Shaman, but it appears to have been Force of Willed. So Jeremy has to be low on cards here after I mean, he did double Brainstorm, but I mean that's just a cantrip. But Misdirection removing Spell Pierce, Force removing something else. So yeah, he does have to choose. Just confirmation there. And we saw him. He did choose a Birds of Paradise, I believe, to discard to his own Thoughtseize. But that's not that bad of a trade when you think about it. I mean, you took his Misdirection and a Spell Pierce at the cost of a Thoughtseize and a Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, seems fine.
So here's Intuition for Emrakul, and Emrakul.
Yeah, now Ken needs to draw a big Game Hunter off the top.
How does that work again? It was Madness, right? And it was...
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's library, his graveyard's going to get shuffled back into his library after this Intuition resolves. Ken's got to give him an Oracle. Let's see. I'm interested to see what Ken is able to do in this spot. Now, if Ken's last card is a Surgical Extraction, as soon as those Oracles hit the yard with their trigger on the stack, he could have removed them from the game. So Surgical Extraction is an effective way to fight
Emrakul.
Oh, so he does not have Show and Tell. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Certainly made me think he had it.
I'm really confused. Ken probably just thought he was going to lose. And
Yeah. So Jeremy just adds a Grim Monolith to the board and then passes back to Ken, who's swinging in with Tarmogoyf.
And Jeremy chooses to tap his 2 blue mana, save some life, but that gives Ken a green light. It says, go ahead, make my day. So Ken says, all right, let's see what I can do.
Yeah. So can we get a power toughness on that Tarmogoyf? Just confirmation, some of the graveyard. Well, there is no graveyard for Jeremy, but...
Yeah, I
So I
believe
see-
it's a 3/4.
Creature, land, sorcery? Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, sorcery again. So, Thoughtseize you.
What are you going to do, Jeremy?
Yeah. Slaughter Pact your Tarmogoyf.
He has the Flutter Strand.
and steal the Emrakul. So Jeremy with no cards left in hand.
Does not bode well for him.
Yeah, he hopefully doesn't forget this pact trigger, because he may just pact himself to death 2 games in a row.
I'm surprised Ken chose to play the 1 bird. He could have discarded it to Fauna Shaman.
Yeah. Jeremy cracked that Flooded Strand and gets an Underground Sea, so looks like he's remembered the trigger so far. All depends on whether he remembers it when it's important, which will be during his upkeep. There we go. Upkeep. Pay for the pact. Okay, good.
Pays for his pact.
Draws. Did not see what it was. Very quick glance from Jeremy, and we didn't get to see it, but.
I imagine Ken's just going to bash with this Fauna Shaman.
Yeah, I mean.
Put Jeremy down to 7, and then perhaps he will reanimate this. Does he even need to? Reanimate
Yeah, I'm playing Reanimate, trying to figure out what I'm targeting, so. Armorwave seems good.
Yeah, so he's gonna take a hit from that Reanimate, and then
Again, I believe that's still just a 3/4. We've got creature, land, and sorcery.
So this will prevent Jeremy from tapping his Ancient Tomb or from cracking a fetch land on this turn. Otherwise, he will be taking lethal on the following turn.
So he adds a second Grim Monolith to the board. Jeremy with a wealth of mana over there, nothing to use it on yet. Discard Trike to a Fauna Shaman activation.
And he's going to get a Vengevine and kill his opponent. Yep, and that'll do it.
Vengevine, swing alongside the other best green creature of all time, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. I'm really interested in that game. I'm not really sure why Jeremy used that intuition.
Yeah, for Emrakul when he didn't have the show and tell. Like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the logic was there. You know, maybe it was just another situation where he was thinking he had intuition and was thinking he had show and tell, and then he's like, oh, I have intuition, I'll just intuition for Emrakul and show and tell. And I'm like, wait a second, I thought, looked at intuition,
Yeah.
thought show and tell, because they have the same converted mana cost, kind of similar looking art, like not necessarily the content of the art, but the color of the art a
But
little
he
bit.
used that intuition to go get the Emrakul. And
Right, but he didn't have show and tell. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying was maybe he just was thinking he had show and tell in his hand. I
Yeah.
know I've done that where I'm like sitting there thinking like, what can I do? I could if
You, like,
I draw
make an
show and
entire line of
tell,
play based
right?
on
Something you don't have, or
something
something
you
you
don't
think you're
have.
gonna have, or you something, or like
Yeah.
something where you're like you force of will something and remove the card,
That makes
and then you're
sense.
like, I'm gonna show and I don't have the show and tell anymore. I removed it, or something like that. So.
And
we're
welcome back.
I'm Joey Pasco.
And I'm Jacob Van Lunen.
We're here in Baltimore for the StarCityGames.com Legacy Open. We just finished, what was that, round 8, right?
Yeah.
Round 8 of 9. We have one more round to go before we cut the top 8.
And Ken Adams now 7-1, so he
Yeah.
can draw in a top 8
Yeah,
with this
very
really,
cool.
really cool blue-black deck, or black-green deck, rather.
Yeah, black, green, and yeah, it's awesome. Like, it's a really cool list because it's a beatdown list.
Yeah,
It's a
beatdown
combo deck. It's a different kind of combo
We haven't
deck.
seen him combo anybody yet in
Right,
the
but
games we've watched him play, but
he hasn't needed to.
he hasn't needed to. But the fear of the combo has created
People
like
just
very, very
don't know how to
strange
play.
things, and
Yeah.
people are forced to play removal spells in bad spots. People are forced to use discard spells on strange cards. People are, he's the fact that he has this inevitability with like a combo that's capable of doing infinite damage.
Right.
It makes it really, really scary for any opponent. Well, not infinite damage, but he's able to do damage equal to the converted casting cost of every spell in his deck that's remaining in his deck.
Seems like it
Close.
should be enough.
Yeah, close to infinite.
I mean, it's cool. Like, all right,
Should
I'm
be
just looking down his list. Tarmogoyf, good on its own. Bird of
Yes.
Paradise, Noble Hierarch, great acceleration. Hierarch, obviously adding a little bit of extra oomph to the attacks. Vengevine, great on its own. Nice synergy with Buried Alive, right? Nice
Bloodghast.
synergy with Cabal Therapy. Bloodghast, again, nice synergy with Cabal Therapy. Nice synergy with Buried Alive. Basking Rootwalla, just nice synergy with Fauna Shaman.
Yeah.
Kyrian Ranger, nice synergy with the Blood Gas. Like everything, all this stuff is so
Ranger,
synergistic. Right.
Nice synergy with Vengevine.
Right.
Nice synergy with your Fauna Shaman.
Right. Untap Fauna Shaman by bouncing a forest, replay the forest, get a Blood Gas back, sacrifice the Blood Gas for Cabal Therapy.
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty exciting.
It's a whole lot of synergy. Then you have the combo Phyrexian Devourer, Necrotic Ooze, Triskelion right there. Those just 3 bullets for the Fauna Shaman to grab, and then the Fauna Shaman. Like, it's just this great black-green beatdown deck with incredible resilience, incredible synergy, a combo backup plan, or potentially primary plan, a sideboard that can side into Natural Order Progenitus, just another combo. So if you think you're fighting one, and suddenly you're fighting another, like, okay, this guy's using the graveyard like crazy, I will, bring in my graveyard hate. Now you have Natural Order Progenitus sitting at your doorstep, and now you have to find an answer to that. So
yeah, I mean, Ken can combo kill you on turn 3. He can play the beatdown plan. He has 4 Thoughtseize and 3 Cabal Therapy. All of his creatures are good. All of his creatures are very, very resistant to removal. Non-swords removal, especially.
Right.
His deck's just super, super well positioned.
And I mean, and that's just his offense. His defense, he's got cards that can fight something like Hive Mind combo very well. 4 Thoughtseize, 3 Cabal Therapy main deck. Great ways to just make sure that you don't have any crazy shenanigans.
Big Game Hunter.
Big Game Hunter.
It seems incredible to me. He was telling me outside that Merfolk, the only way they can ever truly beat him is with their Coral Helm Commander, because it's evasive. And besides that, they can never really attack through his guys, because his guys are just better than theirs. So they end up, having this massive board, and their Lord of Atlantis doesn't make their guys unblockable because he's not playing any islands. And the second they make their Coral Helm Commander a 4/4 who can fly, he just tutors up a Big Game Hunter, pitches it to Fauna Shaman, madnesses it, and then he gets to search his library for any creature he wants and kills their Coral Helm Commander.
Yeah.
And it counts as a spell toward his Vengevines.
Right. Great, incredible synergy. And, Surgical Extraction, another way for him to fight like combo decks, because combo seems to be showing up more and more in Legacy, especially Hive Mind doing so well. Breakfast was doing really well in Denver, made it all the way to the finals against Thomas Ma playing Hive Mind, so 2 combo decks facing off. So definitely...
And also, he has 4 Dark Confidant in the sideboard.
Right.
And there's one of the most powerful cards
good
in
on
Legacy.
its own, right. Some of these cards
I'm
great on their own.
surprised it didn't make it into the main deck.
Right, it's kind of Dark Confidant not good enough for this deck. That's how powerful this deck is.
Yeah, I might cut Tarmogoyf for it.
Right, I mean, you could, but he just wants to, it seems to me like he just wants to beat down. And I guess if he decides he doesn't want to use the combo, pull out some of the bullets, pull out like the Necrotic Ooze, the Phyrexian Devourer, and the Triskelion, and one other card, and now he's just got Dark Confidant there to just, Dark Confidant just to, I have an aggro deck, I just need to not run out of gas, Dark Confidant will do that for you. So, he might just want to out-aggro people rather than worrying about comboing. So very...
great deck.
Versatile,
He also has Natural Order
yeah.
combo in his sideboard.
I know, I love that.
He can bring in 4 Natural Orders, a Progenitus, and a
And
Terrastodon.
it's Terrastodon, right.
So if he wants to go all Uffalump on someone's face, no problemo, amigo.
Not at all. So, wow. I mean, and I've never seen this list before. Like, it's not like he net decked this.
I was talking to him outside. He said he just built the deck. And classic Ken Adams just builds the deck. I asked him how much he tested before the tournament. He said he played 5 games against his friend's one deck. And he won about half of them.
Yeah, I guess he just needed to get a feel for the deck.
2 or 3 of them.
He obviously...
He's a really good deck builder.
We haven't seen in here.
Somebody pay this guy some money to write some articles.
Yeah. Gaia's Cradle in the deck. Haven't even seen that, but I have a ton of mana now. I don't know.
Well, why not? He's playing so many guys. Like, essentially, it's like 11 cards that aren't creatures.
Gaia's Cradle is you just have one dude out, and Gaia's Cradle is, or 2 guys out. Yeah. Gaia's Cradle is better than a forest, right?
Yeah, it's already like the most. And then if you have 3 guys out, it's a workshop.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So love this deck. So really glad to see this. Pretty much assuredly top 8, right?
Yeah, as long as he gets paired against someone who can draw.
Right.
So there's a chance it happens, but it looks like he's got a very, very strong chance to top 8 this tournament.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Very exciting. Another deck that we've been raving about, I haven't heard any word from Ali Antrazi. Any news that you've noticed?
I haven't heard any any buzz, which
Yeah.
I think no news is probably bad news in this case.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find out. But that was an exciting deck, and I know, pretty sure you got a deck tech with Glenn. So
Nice.
at home, if the deck tech's up already, you can take a look at that deck. Can we get word on Ali Antrazi? Is he out? Oh, you tried to find out? Oh, you will try. Okay. So okay, we'll see if we can get some word on that. But yeah, I believe there's a deck tech either going up or already up, so that'll be cool. If you want to check that out, I'm certainly going to be taking a look at that list because it looked like so much fun.
Yeah, and Turboland?
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than taking infinite turns.
I like playing more than one land in a turn. That's just fun right there.
Because whenever I start taking infinite turns, I just start talking to my opponent, like having a conversation with them. Because you don't need to have like the